St. James Church in the Hudson River hamlet of Hyde Park is the scene of last rites for the First Lady of the world, Eleanor Roosevelt. President Kennedy heads the list of distinguished world leaders who pay last tribute to the extraordinary and beloved woman who is remembered as a humanitarian and one who loved her fellow man. Harry S. Truman, the man who succeeded her husband as president, pays his respects, as does Adlai Stevenson, who worked so closely with Mrs. Roosevelt in the United Nations. Vice President Lyndon Johnson is among the mourners for his dear friend, and Supreme Court members are led by Earl Warren. Not one nation was remiss in transmitting condolences at Mrs. Roosevelt's death. The impact of her loss brought expressions of sorrow even from Russia and other Iron Curtain nations. The severely simple stone that marks President Roosevelt's final resting place will soon bear the date of his widow's death. In the Rose Garden on the Roosevelt estate that she loved so much will rest the woman who had such a long and eventful life. In the hush of the hemlock-rimmed garden, the great and the humble stand in sorrow. The president and two former presidents, the head of the United Nations, ambassadors and other diplomats, her neighbors and her friends, cabinet members, and the town handyman. These were her friends. These are the people who are here to mourn. Beyond the clergy stand Mrs. Roosevelt's family, next to Mr. Kennedy, and former presidents Truman and Eisenhower. Final tribute to Eleanor Roosevelt, distinguished lady of our times.